Hey there guys, my name is Tom and welcome to my first ever YouTube video. It's my first ever game commentary and it just so happens to be my first ever video that I'll be uploading to YouTube. So stay tuned, hopefully there won't be too many problems or issues with this recording. But things may happen, but hopefully there will be very few. As you can see, I'm playing Supreme Commander by here, and for those who don't know, this is a very big RTS game, a real-time strategy game, where basically the goal is to build your base and kill the other person's base, in a nutshell. I say very big because, I mean, just look at the background. I mean, that's considered a small battle in this game. I mean, you can have massive naval fights like this with torpedo bombers and destroyers and battleships, aircraft carriers, submarines. You've got these little land battles with your tanks and your bombers and just everything. You can have massive, large-scale wars, and it's like probably, in my opinion, one of the greatest RTS games ever made, alongside CNC as well, but I can't find that for some reason. So yeah, let's get straight down to it. I'll be playing the Aeon campaign in this first instance. I finished the only campaign on this game I have finished is the UEF campaign. I have not tried the Cybran, and I have not tried the Aeon, so this should be quite interesting. I'm playing on normal here because it's just even ground. I'm not cocky enough to try hard yet, but I'm not bad enough to start easy. So yeah, normal it is for me. And this right here, this little mechanical dude, that'll be me in the campaign, all green and metallic. So yeah, let's begin. The Aeon tend to be the most sort of alien out of the three factions, as you might see by the architecture here. It's a bit alien.
I cannot see. My path was once clear, but now it is cloudy. It is as if something, some entity, is blocking my sight. I often wonder why the Seraphim blessed us with these gifts. The way was meant to save humanity. Yet we are still at war. The UEF is near collapse. The Cybrans cannot stand against us. Victory is within our reach. Yet I sense great danger. What price must we pay in order to triumph?
Princess? Avatar of War Marxon is once again stirring up dissent. He demands personal allegiance from those that serve under him. He seeks to marginalize you, Princess. Cast you as nothing more than a spiritual leader who is no longer fit to lead the Aeon Illuminate.
We must defeat the UEF before Marxon is able to wrest away full control from us.
If Marxon is victorious, it will lead to nothing but death. You must lead the Illuminate to victory.
I will need a champion.
One will arrive. You must trust fate.
I think that's me. I don't look like that in real life. I don't think I'm a woman for a start. I think that's me anyway. I might be wrong. Oh, got a bit of lag here. Sorry about this lag. I might need to record at a lower FPS next time. It might just be because it's just a cutscene.
Hello, Knight.
It's my briefing.
Avatar Marxon. You will report directly to me and only to me.
The Princess still holds command over the military, Marxon. You would be wise to remember that.
Do not presume to lecture me, Evaluator Toth. We stand on the brink of victory because of my actions. I am the Aeon military. This is Rigel, a lightly populated UEF world. Your task is to assist Crusader Ryza, who is engaging the UEF along several fronts.
little
She will
tactical
evaluate
map
your
there.
performance.
Remember, Knight, our primary mission is to spread the way to humanity. That is our calling. The way will bring peace.
There is only one thing that will bring peace. The complete and utter destruction of the Cybran and UEF. Crusader Ryza awaits you, Knight. You gate immediately.
Well then, it's quite a good start. Let's begin. And there I go, off to fight some enemies. Oh, I love these loading screens. They always take a very long time. But then again, I'm not surprised with you will see in a minute, if you've never played this game before, you will see the amount of scale I am talking. Well, you won't at the start because it gets bigger as it goes through a level, but you will see the sort of scale I am talking about very soon.
I have no time to hold your hand, Knight. Build power generators and mass extractors. The extractors can only be built over mass deposits. Ryza out.
So right now I am currently building mass extractors, and I just sort of epically failed right at the start. Basically, these give you your well, what's called mass, which is this bar at the top right here. And the way this works is that's like you can zoom out quite far, and the grid area is like other parts of the map. But you can
Schematics downloaded.
the mass effectively is part of your economy. You got two sides by here. You got your mass by here, and your energy by here. And to get mass, you need to build these mass extractors, which give at the moment 2 mass per second. And to get energy, you need to build power generators. I'll show you a nice little trick right here, because these mass extractors, as you might be able to see, they both produce mass, but they also use up energy at the same time. And you need energy for other things like shields, radars, etc. So, as you might see now, that energy generator by there, which has just been built, producing 20 energy a second, has reduced this mass extractor now only requiring 1 energy a second. So if I build a second one, and a third one, and a fourth one, that should get more, hopefully down to 0. It's called the adjacency bonus. And as you build, the same principle works for factories as well, is that as you build units from factories, they require mass and energy per second to build, and if you run out of that mass and energy, you stop building.
Build a naval factory. It must be positioned in the water, or your armored command unit will not let you construct it. Ryza out.
So if I just say
Schematics
no
down.
here for now, and just carry on building this. Oh no, don't build there. This is reclaiming, that was. If you have a building you don't particularly want, in like other RTSs you can sell them. It's sort of the same principle in this, but you sort of destroy them and it takes a lot longer. But it gives you back your mass and your energy that you put into it. So it's not as good. It's so realistic in a way, more realistic than perhaps just selling a building straight off, because you've actually got to destroy it. But then it's also quite annoying, because if you've got a building that's got like 1,000 health, it'll take a long time to reclaim. So right now I'm currently trying to get up a quite a good starting economy of lots of power. Unlike things like CNC, where your money keeps on going up, as you can see up here, your energy has a limit of 2,500, but that limit can increase. You can build structures to increase that limit, like oil refineries and CNC and so on. And your energy will still be increasing, so I'm still getting 105 energy per second. But it won't increase anything past 2,500. That's like a surplus. That's my surplus of energy. So if I'm building something and it takes up 130, okay, now 200 energy a second, this will become minus, and thus this will start decreasing. So it'll still be supplying energy, but my energy will be decreasing all the time. So just waiting for him to build. What I'll probably end up doing is cut back and forth, depending on, like, because when I have to build a big army, for example, it might take 10 minutes. Although I can fast forward time by pressing the plus button, as you can see, it builds things really quickly. But the only problem with that is sometimes you miss things. If they send in a very quick attack, for example, you might suddenly find you have no base left if you're doing that. So what I might do is I might cut back and forth, like, throughout the game if I see fit, basically.
The UEF has an air patrol in the area.
The map is now just
Build
expanded
some
a bit
light attack
further.
boats. They provide anti-air capabilities.
So now I can build
Once you
on
have a
these.
small force, engage the UEF patrol.
So
Ryza
now,
out.
oh, she's still speaking. Thank you.
Unit schematics downloaded.
So on these green squares, I can build my mass extractors. You can't build them like in random places. They can only go on these green squares, which is good because unlike energy generators, which you can build anywhere, you've actually got to build them in a certain place, which could lead to fighting over mass-rich areas. So, for example, if I wasn't starting on this island, and I started on some island and only had 2 mass deposits, I could go and I found this island that has loads of mass deposits. But then my enemy also found this island. We could have a massive full-out war over this one little island just for mass. There are alternatives. You can build converters that convert energy to mass and so on, but they're very expensive. You don't really want to build them unless you have to. Another thing I'm going to do as well is I'm going to build a couple more of these factories just so I can get my things built a bit quicker. Just something I tend to have forgotten sometimes to do. Sometimes I only build one and I wonder why my army's taking so long to build. So yeah, I'm on the fast forward time here a bit. Just built all of his factories. This fella by here is your ACU. He's your, or she, might be a she. But they're your basically just, who's run off? So fast forward it. They're your primary engineers, sorry, and they're basically your lifeline. If you lose your ACU, you're more or less screwed. I mean, you can survive ACUs, as I'll show you now. You can build engineers from your factories, but you don't necessarily want to be building engineers because they're very slow. They don't have much health. You can't attack or anything. Your ACU is pretty much the best thing you've got. You can build other ACUs once you get to a right tech level, but that takes a lot of time and you don't usually get that till about the late game. And the massive problem with these ACUs is you might see on the left here the tooltip where it says meltdown explodes on death. That's not just a small little bang. No, that's a nuclear explosion, and if that goes off in your base, you've lost your base, basically, because nothing can really survive a nuclear explosion in this game, so hopefully you don't lose it, pretty much. So let's build some of these attack boats then. Build 3 each. That's a good number. What you can do with these, your engineers have more build options because I haven't upgraded my ACU yet. if I can upgrade my ACU, I get more build options. So I might just build a radar station as well. As you can see, you can only see that far. And you don't know it won't, but radar stations show up sort of incoming enemies. So if they sent like an air force, it's hard to show you because they all have different things. But there will be like little grey squares heading towards my base. You don't know what they are, but you can see them, which is a bit more worrying because you don't know if it's really light units or... There we are, see?
I'm still reading a UEF patrol. Destroy it.